I visit the field, let me put you an example. The Grand Sud of Madagascar, one of the most poor places on earth. There's no real roads. So when we talk about small farmers accessing markets, that's extremely difficult when you don't have the roads. Just villages where there's no economic opportunities. And we are trying there to create an environment by which you have many of the young, because they're very young population, trying to not only survive, but actually go beyond subsistence farming, a way of really earning an income, having a decent livelihood. So when I visit those villages, what we try to, as an example, we try to produce is bring women around cooperatives, make them, for example, be able to just process cassava, make it into flour, then being able to sell it to some of the schools so that it produces increased also nutrition for the schools, get some income so that they can sell also their kids to school, or very young training. I mean, I remember a woman of 25 years old, she told me, before this training and before you gave me some of the chickens that then I multiplied many times, I was just wandering through the streets. They were actually, my two children did not have enough to eat, and I was 25 years old. Now I'm proud of myself. Let me show you my house, the house I have constructed with what I have earned. These are the stories I see. Then I come back to the societies where we live and the type of developed economies. And it's very difficult to make people understand what the vulnerable communities in these developing economies go through. It's just not imaginable. It's like going back, in many cases, more than 100 years ago. So I understand the difficulty for many of the citizens in these societies to just imagine what it would look like. But I have the peak to many of this type of the impact of the projects that we invest in and how they transform the communities, how they change their lives, how they provide hope and opportunity of receiving an income. And it's very fulfilling. At the same time, I struggle because it's not enough. It's not enough the type of investments we have. If we want people and a growing population in Africa, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people more, doubling from 1.2 to 2.4 billion, to have opportunities, to really have at least a way of generating income. We really need to invest now. The alternative is very clear. The alternative will be further conflicts over resources, further forced migration, and just many times the losing of hope of not having an opportunity in life.